IUIC is at it again. Let's start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Whose Mouths Must Be Stopped. I'm going to let you hear a little something off my phone because I don't have the exact video. I don't know where it is. This was just sent to me. I want you to listen close to what these guys are saying at the IUIC. And then we're going to go into the scriptures and give the understanding on this. So listen close.
And put all things in writing. Put all things in writing that thou givest out or receivest in. So that's the law. We did everything in writing. This is your wife. Show your paperwork. Prove it with paperwork. Show me your marriage certificate. That's how we got down. We was a nation in order. We did everything in order. Now give me Matthew 19 and verse 5. So you need a marriage certificate. As Israel, as brothers and sisters repenting, coming to the laws and commandments of our forefathers and foremothers and of God, we got to get a marriage certificate for marriage. It's not just sex. That don't make a woman a wife. That just makes her a jump off. And until you get that paper and that marriage certificate, it's not legally binding, and God doesn't honor that marriage because you guys, our people are not doing it right.
So you heard them. Pretty much they're saying that in order for you, he used this scripture here in Ecclesiastes 42 to put all things in writing to justify, getting married in this society using Esau's paperwork and his so-called legally binding contracts. So I was just texting back and forth with Elder Ayathan, and he made a good point on this scripture, which I'm going to read this and then read a couple other precepts and then close out the lesson. This is Ecclesiastes 42 and 4. And you start at the first verse, it talks about, if these things be not thou ashamed, and accept no person to sin thereby. So we jump down to the fourth verse of exactness, of balance and weights, or of getting much or little. Because what this is dealing with, the writings is dealing with things that go out, things that come in, as far as business is concerned. It says, and of merchants in different selling. Because when you read, I believe it's the 27th chapter, it speaks about sin sticking close to buying and selling like a nail sticks between two stones or two rocks. So it says, of merchants in different selling, of much correction of children, and to make the side of an evil servant bleed. Sure keeping is good where an evil wife is, and shut up where many hands are. Now listen good. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all things that thou givest out. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out or receivest in. So whatever is going out and in, that's supposed to be in writing, because, a man's word is his bond. But when you have actual proof, that's better, because sometimes men don't honor their word. That's why everything has to be done contractually. So the writing things down means that you have a business, someone comes to you, they need something, you write everything down. Okay, you owe me so and so for such and such. Boom. And then you have the records to be able to present it to them. It speaks about whatever goes out and comes in, whatever thou givest out or receivest in. That way you could keep a record. If somebody comes and says, well, so and so and such, and said, well, nope, we got the record right here, and it proves that you didn't pay, or it proves that I gave you the goods, so on and so forth, just to protect your ass. So now these guys are saying that you have to get legally married through Esau, because all things are in writing, and God doesn't recognize that, if you don't do it that way. Because if you're just having sex with a woman, that's just a jump off. And that's a relatively new term in these times, jump off, So now when we go to Ecclesiastes 23 and 32, it says, thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. So what is a covenant? A covenant is a legally binding contract, because the scriptures speak about speaks about them that write prescribed grievances which they have they write grievances which they have prescribed by a law. So these laws of Esau are grievous. They're not righteous laws. So why would you want to make a covenant with the devil when the devil never upholds his side of the bargain? So the word is barayath, which is covenant, right? Goes to the word covenant, alliance, pledge between men, treaty, alliance, league, man to man, constitution, ordinance, monarch to subjects. So this is dealing with, we can use this here, constitution, ordinance, monarch to subjects, because they are the monarchs and we are the subjects. So the Lord said not to make any contracts with them. It says agreement, pledge, man to man, alliance of friendship, alliance of marriage. So you ain't supposed to be making no alliance with this devil concerning any type of contract. Now, as far as a driver's license, you can't drive around unless you have the driver's license. But technically, you really don't need a license. But, in this society, we're subject to this man's laws. But as far as the marriage to between man and woman, an actual certificate or actual contract binding the two of you, this is where a lot of problems happen. Because you have a man and a woman that get married according to Esau society. Now Esau has the right to step in and dictate to you what you're going to do in your marriage. And they can come in, take your children, they can arrest you for whatever the case may be. Because you're making them a legal third party into that marriage. And that marriage is not recognized by the Most High. Because the Most High already gave the ordinance of what should be done. And a man come together with a woman, they have sex, they become one flesh, and they become binded together for life. Not no contracts. Back in the days, they didn't sign any contracts. You had a wedding ceremony, which usually lasted about 2 weeks. You had the announcement of a spousal, but you didn't have no, okay, and then, before you can have sex, make sure you sign this marriage contract, get your blood work done, so on and so forth. That's strictly Esau's bullshit. So it says, let's read this again. And see, this is what happens when you let guys go rogue. See, Nate and them guys are rogue. They just, this is why, Nate was a child that was left to himself and he became self-willed. Certain individuals can't govern themselves, and I'm just saying that to be honest. Some people have to have an individual over them to guide them in the proper direction when they start veering off. And Nate is one of those individuals. It says, thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. That includes marriage. It says, they shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee. So by them accepting these contracts, that's going to eventually be what? Become a snare unto them. And the Most High is going to be angry with them, because eventually what are they going to do? They're going to take the chip, because they're saying that the chip is not the mark of the beast. So they're going to eventually take it. So that's going to be a snare unto them. So this is Titus 1:10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. See? So those that know that they're Israelites, there's a lot of unruly and vain talkers. These guys are just taking scriptures and just putting the spin to whatever they want and whatever their desire and pleasure is. And these individuals, mainly women, hear that and they, oh yeah, that's right, girl, and they want to go that way. Why? Because they don't want to serve the Lord because it's the right thing to do. They don't want to serve the Lord because they want to follow what the Lord said. They want to serve the Lord when it's conducive to them. So the pretty much in so many words, the Lord got to serve them, not the other way around. And this is what the scriptures speak about, serving their own belly. It says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, especially the ones that know that they're Israelites, whose mouths must be stopped. And the Lord is going to stop their mouths. It says, who subvert whole houses. They overthrow houses with their bullshit. You got to get a legally binding contract. You got to legally change your name. When we can change our name to Hebrew name, we don't got to go to Esau to have them put your name, in a registry so you could put Ben Israel at the end, which is not even Hebrew. It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. And that's exactly what it is. That's why they cater to women, because they know that women hold the power and sway over money. And I know that they get the majority of their donations come from women. Same thing in these churches, plantation Christian churches. The majority of money that's coming is coming from women. And that's why they cater to the women. Now, there's a picture that a brother sent me where you have a man and two IUIC members, one man, one woman that got married, and he's sitting down and she's hovering over top of him. So she's up higher than he is. He's down lower. She's up higher, because really that's what they're doing. They're exalting the woman over the man, because they're under that Queen of Heaven worship, and they're under gag orders, under that 501c3 charter. Have no doubt about that. And this is why they can't teach certain things, and they have to teach other stuff. This is why the names of the Most High, Yahweh, and the Son, Yahweh Shai, are not taught there. And that's why certain other things are not taught there, because it's not tolerated from their masters whom they made a contract with. It says, whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said the Cretians are always liars, evil bellies, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. And they are turning from the truth. They have some truth, but eventually, what the scripture say, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Look at the ICGJC. They started small, even though it was a big thing that they did when they took Yahweh Shai's name out. That was a big thing, but it seemed like a small issue. And it kept growing, and eventually what happened? The whole doctrine changed, where pretty much that's nothing more than a Christian church that just used Hebrew Israelite. But the semblance of the teaching is mostly Roman Catholic Church. ISUPK, same thing. IUIC, same thing. They're heading down this destructive path. And scripture say, many shall follow their pernicious ways. And the Lord is going to destroy them and those that follow them. They be blind leaders of the blind. If the blind lead the blind, they shall both of them fall into a ditch. All right. So whose mouths must be stopped. I'm going to read this once again. Exodus 23:32. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They're talking about you have to legally get married to a woman under contract. Bullshit. Bullshit. And this scripture has nothing to do with a marriage certificate. Ecclesiastes 42:7. Deliver all things in number and weight. Number and weight, because everything is supposed to be done properly. That's why there's laws in the scriptures, which they tell me always keep the law. There's laws in the scriptures where you're not supposed to have diverse weights or measures. Everything is supposed to be done righteously. It says, and put all in writing that thou givest out or receivest in. Dealing with what? With weights, measures, substance, money, merchandise, so on and so forth. That's what this is talking about. Not no goddamn wedding, marriage certificate under the devil. The only thing that was needed as a covenant or as a binding, a legal binding document, for lack of better words, to protect the daughter, was the token of her virginity, which was that cloth that would be spread when the man and the woman had sex, and that blood on there was proof that the woman was a virgin when he got with the woman, in case she fell out of favor in his sight and he tried to put her away and call her a whore or whatever the case is. That's pretty much the only thing that was needed as a contract, and it was to protect the woman. Not no goddamn marriage certificate. You ain't never going to find no marriage certificate in the Bible where Jacob was given his wives and they had a legally binding contract where they wrote it up, and then they had lawyers looking over it and witnessing it, and they had to get it certified, so on and so forth. You ain't going to find that. Now you'll find weddings. You'll find announcements of espousal. but you're not going to find no contract like that. So this is just another trickery that they use, because like it says here, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. And that's what they're doing it for. They'll say no, but that's exactly what they're doing it for. All right. So with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. I'm pretty sure brothers are going to jump all over this. I already see a whole bunch of precepts on the comment board that can build off of this lesson. Like I said, I don't know where the clip came from. I got it from the up and coming elder Aisha Yar from the North Carolina camp. So you brothers that are in touch with him, maybe he can let you know where he got that clip from, and maybe I'm pretty sure brothers are going to want to jump on it, and get down. So with that, I pray that you brothers and sisters have been edified. Till the next time I say shalom.